Good morning. Namaskar. Purunji Namaskar. Let us begin with a prayer. This is on page 174 of the Universal Prayers book. This prayer has three shlokas, three stanzas, composed by Sri Shankaracharya, and this is called Prata Smarana Stotram. Prata means morning, early morning. Smaranam means recollection, remembering. Stotra means hymn. First thing when we wake up in the morning, we have to remember one thing, and that is God. The most important thing we have to remember first thing in the morning, that is we have to remember. How to remember God? Many different ways are there. This is the way to remember the God's presence within us. That's the nearest presence of God, divine presence within us, and we are that. So this stotram is chanted in the early morning. Prata Smarana Stotram by Shankaracharya. That's three shlokas. Om Pratasmarami hradi samspuradatmatattvam Satchit Sukham Paramagam Sagatim Turiyam Yatsvapna Jagara Sushuptamavaiti Nityam Tad Brahmanishkalamaham Nacha Bhuta Sanghaga Pratar bhajami manaso vachasomagamyam vacho vibhanti nikhila yadanugrahena yanneti neti vachanair nigama avochu tam deva deva majamachyutamahuragryam Praturnamami tamasaha paramarkavarnam Purnam sanatana padam purushottamakyam Yasmin nidam jagadasheshamasheshamurtau Rajvam bhujangama iva Pratibhasitam vai. Prataha, in the early morning, smarami, I remember. In the early morning, I meditate within my heart, Hridi, on the divine effulgent Atman, the existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute Satchidananda, the goal of the greatest ascetics, the transcendent and the eternal, who is beyond the states of waking, dream, and sleep. I am really that indivisible Brahman and not a combination of material elements which this body is, body, mind, are. At dawn, I worship him who is beyond the reach of mind and speech, but because of whose presence all speech becomes manifest. Him the scriptures indicate by the words not this, as beyond all attributes. Him the sages describe as the God of gods, eternal, immutable, and supreme. At dawn, I salute the effulgent being who is beyond all darkness, who is called the Supreme, the Infinite and the Eternal, in whom appears the world of manifold forms, like the snake superimposed on the rope. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace. Peace be within us all. Peace and harmony be amongst all beings. And peace be everywhere in nature. Pratasmarana Stotram by Shankaracharya. Now let us continue our study of chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita. Last time we were studying shloka number 11. In this chapter 16, the topic is very simple. There is not much complicated philosophy or anything to understand. Essentially, this chapter is a list of virtues, divine qualities, and a list of opposite, bad qualities, āsuri sampad, demoniac qualities. The purpose is for us to practice the divine virtues, good qualities, described in the first 3 shlokas. Only 3 shlokas in the beginning. They contain a list of 26 different virtues, gunas, sadgunas, good qualities that we all have to practice. Even those who are not seeking God, who are not seriously pursuing spiritual life, they also need to practice these virtues. But these are particularly very, very important for seekers of God, those who are trying to lead spiritual life. First 3 shlokas, that these we studied. Now the remaining many shlokas, almost till the end of this chapter, they contain a long list of demoniac virtues, bad qualities which you should not have cultivated at all. Most of this we know, much of this has come in the earlier chapters, and we all are aware of this. It's nothing that is particularly new in this list. In our culture, generally in all cultures, parents teach the virtues to the children when they are growing up, and they also teach the children what not to do, bad qualities. So nothing particularly new or complicated, but let us go through the list fairly quickly. There is nothing much to discuss here. So shloka number 12 today. āśāpāśaśatairbaddhāḥ kāmakrodhaparāyaṇāḥ īhante kāmabhogārthamanyāyenārthasañcayān. āśāpāśaśatairbaddhāḥ. Baddha means bound. You are bound. By what? Pasha means the noose. Pasha means a noose that goes around the neck. You don't want that. What kind of noose? Asha means all kinds of desires. So many desires of different kinds come to our mind from all directions. Desires come from external world. When we see some sense object, we want to have it. Outside sense objects, they create desire. One source. Second source is from within our old, earlier samskaras. Desires come up to the mind. Within our own mind, they are hidden and they come up. And the common experience is that when we particularly sit down for meditation or japa or study or puja, then they will come. They find an opportunity. So hundreds of these shataihi, pasha-shataihi, āśāpāśaśatairbaddhāḥ, these people with bad qualities, they are bound by hundreds of desires of all kinds. Now, when talking about desires, we already know how desire arises in our mind, even if there is no sense object visible. They come from within by thinking. This the origin of desires, how they come, what happens if they are not fulfilled, what happens if they are fulfilled. All these things we know from earlier chapters, especially chapter number 2, second chapter. There are two shlokas, 62 and 63. There, the whole psychology of desire and consequences has been described very briefly. There, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, 62, 63 in second chapter, very important shlokas. Jyayato vishayan pumsah sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kāmat krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhi nasho buddhi nashat pranashyati. We studied these two slokas. They have come many times in between also. So merely by thinking about an object, we feel attraction towards the object. We may also feel repulsion. We don't like it. Attraction, desire comes. And the attraction, sangha, attachment, leads to desire. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. The desire is fulfilled, it will not go away, it will come back stronger, seeking more fulfillment, and this goes on. Finally, a stage will come when we cannot fulfill desires. As Nachiketa says in the Kathopanishad, even if the objects of desire are always available, a stage will come, a time will come, and we will be unable to enjoy the desires. Old age will come, and the sense organs become weak, and all the things are there, but we can't enjoy. That we know from experience. Then what happens? From desire leads to unfulfilled desire leads to krodha. Kāmat krodho vijayate. Krodha means anger, frustration. All these things will come. Then other things follow. Krodha dhabati sammoha. Sammoha means delusion. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Delusion leads to loss of memory. Smriti means memory. Memory of what we are, where are we in the office, in the workplace, or in the family, or somewhere. We forget. What are we supposed to do? What we are not supposed to do at this moment, we forget. We forget all those things. We forget the presence of God within us and everywhere. When this forgetfulness comes, we lose the power to think clearly, and we end up doing bad things, saying bad things. Once we do something or say something, we cannot correct it. We cannot take it back. These actions, our speech and action will inevitably produce the result. So like this, the cycle goes on. So we get into this downward spiral until what happens? Buddhi nashat pranashyati. Pranasha means total ruin. Man's life will be ruined. Desire, greed, anger, etc., they can ruin a person's life if they are not controlled early. Early we have to control before they become strong and manifest. Before you do anything, we have to control our desire and other unwanted emotions, anger, etc. So that we know. Hundreds of these desire afflict us, ordinary people. āśāpāśaśatairbaddhāḥ. What to speak of ordinary people? Even great people lose their temper sometimes. And when they lose their temper, they end up saying something which is inappropriate. One inappropriate word is enough to ruin a career of a person. That you see in the case of politicians and celebrities, in an unguarded moment, when they are not careful, or when the mic is on, they don't know, they say something, some profanity or something. That is enough. The press will catch it now. It will all over the news, television, newspaper. They keep on showing it. So we should be very careful, always vigilant. What are we thinking? What are we saying? What are we doing? We should be vigilant, conscious activity, living consciously. Recently, Swami Atmagyananda gave a Sunday lecture, a very nice talk on this topic, working efficiently and living consciously. That was the title of his talk. So ordinary people, demoniac quality people, they are bound by hundreds of these desires. Some of them may be good desires. In the 7th chapter, sloka number 7, Bhagavan Shri Krishna said there are good desires also. All the desires are not necessarily bad. Sometimes good desires come. Good desires are, I want to become a better person. I want to gain more knowledge. I want to have more devotion to God. I want to lead a spiritual life. I want to do something good for others. These desires are good. We can pursue them, follow them, cherish them. They make us better people, take us towards the goal. But majority of desires are of the opposite kind. So we have to be careful when the desires come. Before fulfilling them, we have to examine them. What kind of desire is this? If I fulfill this, what happens? How much happiness will I get? What is the price I have to pay now and later? How does it affect other people? If I fulfill my desire, it may make me feel good for the time being, but it may cause inconvenience to other people, animals, plants, nature. So we should examine all these things before fulfilling desire. So that is what we have to do. So āśāpāśaśatairbaddhāḥ. We are doing sloka number 12 in chapter 16. kāmakrodhaparāyaṇāḥ. Kāmakrodha. We are familiar with these two things. They keep coming in the Gita and other scriptures. Desire and anger. kāmakrodhaparāyaṇāḥ. They were given up to pursuing desire, and they are subject to anger, prone to anger. These are evil qualities. kāmakrodhaparāyaṇāḥ, given up to lust and wrath. Here in the commentary, Shankara says, kāmakrodhaparāyaṇāḥ, kāmakrodhau param ayanam āśaya yeshante kāmakrodha. They subject themselves to kama and krodha. Without thinking, without analyzing, without exercising viveka, discrimination, discernment, they easily become subject to kama and krodha. And then other things, consequences will follow. You should not do that one. kāmakrodhaparāyaṇāḥ. These are descriptions of people with demoniac qualities. īhante kāmabhogārthamanyāyenārthasañcayān. īhante means, here Shankara says, īhante chestante. They strive hard to earn money. Arthasañcaya. Sañcaya means accumulating wealth. Artha means wealth. Somehow, by some means, fair or foul, by moral means or immoral means, they want to accumulate money. They want to fulfill the money to fulfill the desires. kāmabhogārthamanyāyenārthasañcayān. To enjoy the wealth and other desires, objects of desires, kāmabhogārthamanyāyenārthasañcayān. āśāpāśaśatairbaddhāḥ. Anyaya means by immoral means, illegal means. We have to make money. Swami Vivekananda says in the Karma Yoga lectures that it's a duty of a person to make money. Money is not bad in good hands. Especially for householders, it is very important to make money. How? Through dharmic means. Getting a job and working honestly and making money, not by cheating and other immoral, illegal means. Swamiji says if a householder does not make money, he is being immoral. His or her duty is to make money. Why? To support the family. Responsibility is taken up for the family to support, take care of the family members, husband or wife or children, parents, and also to support other segments of society. Swamiji says in his Karma Yoga lecture, Swami Vivekananda says, the householder is the prop of the whole society. Prop means support. Other segments of society, such as older people who cannot earn, who are sick, and the monks who are dedicated their lives to God realization, do not earn money, they need some support. Not much, but some basic food they need. And other people who cannot work and earn a livelihood. All of them and society depends upon the householder for financial support, not other kinds of support. They have to pay taxes. Householders who make money. That's how the country runs, society runs. So for that they need money. And that money they have to earn through honest dharmic means. Householders. For other people like monks, especially for monks, they should not touch money because they have taken a vow of poverty. Hereafter, I shall dedicate my life only for God realization. I will not do anything else, such as making money, earning money, and accumulating money of wealth, kāmakrodha, lobha, all these things I have given up. Like this, people take a vow when they take sannyasa, monastic vows. So they have to be supported. So that is one need for money. But here, the people of demoniac qualities, they make money through anyayana, immoral means, illegal means, to fulfill their desires. There are so many desires, and they want to fulfill them, that requires money. And the money they earn by honest means may not be enough. So they resort to immoral, illegal means to make money and then fulfill the desires and get into deeper and deeper trouble. Those are the qualities of demoniac people. Īhante, they strive hard to make money through immoral means. Cheating, lying, other ways of making money. Īhante kāmabhogārthamanyāyenārthasañcayān. The next sloka. Sloka number 13. Idamadhyamaya labdham idam prapsye manoratham idamasti idamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam idamasti idapapi me bhavishyati punardhanam idam adhyamaya labdham. Adya means today. What the evil people do, they always want to acquire something, do something, gain something. No satisfaction, greed, and desire to accumulate power, wealth, fame. So what they do, they say, Adya, today, idam maya labdham. This I have gained. Today I made so much money. I completed this one. I bought this property. And then that's not enough. Again, more things are to be done. Idam prapsye manoratham. Manoratha means the desire in their minds. Manoratham, here Shankara says, manastushtikaram, something that gives them happiness, desire. Idam prapsye manoratham. No, this I have done, this I am going to do now. They keep on doing things to fulfill their desires. These things they do, maybe fair or foul, good or bad, does not matter to them. Idam asti, this much I have acquired property. This is with me. Asti means this is me, mine. Idamapi me bhavishyati, this also will become mine. Today I have acquired all these things. Tomorrow I am going to acquire more things. They will also become mine. See, this is how they think. Gaining, desire, fulfillment, more money, more fame, more power. To gain power and money, they don't mind doing anything, even if it requires doing violence to others. They don't mind, but they want money, power, fame, position. These are demoniac qualities, asuri sampad. Idamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam. Idam dhanamapi me bhavishyati. This money also will be mine. I'm going to acquire this. Like this one. There's no end to the desire for acquiring things, hoping they will bring happiness. That's a very false notion. People equate possession with happiness. It is not right at all. It is not true. If you have this much money, you'll be happy. If you have this much money, you won't be that much more happy. It may bring more problems. And especially if the money is acquired through immoral means, you are courting a lot of trouble in the future, building prarabdha karma, acquiring bad karma. All of this will come back to that person. No action will go without reaction. Everything that we do, say, think will produce an effect. So more bad actions we do, more suffering will come. It may not come immediately. It seems that we are getting away with things. But eventually karma will catch up. A lot of suffering will come. When the suffering comes, then we cry, oh, why this is happening to me? I did not do anything else. No suffering comes except as we have done something to warrant it. Swamiji has said this one. Swami Vivekananda has said, no suffering comes except as one has paved the way for it oneself. Unless I have done something wrong, no suffering will come. Good also. So that is what the evil people do. Idam asti, this I have acquired, this is mine today. Idamipi me dhanam punardhanam bhavishyati. This other property also will be required. I know one person who is very comfortable financially. Nice house is there, he owns it, paid up, and has a business, and that business office also he owns, and that is enough for one to be happy. No, but he wants to acquire more property. Some other farm there or something else he is planning. Why? He thinks that more property means will bring more happiness. It may appear like that for some time, but eventually more possessions means more headache, more attachment, and it will continue life after life. So we should practice two things. As we see in earlier chapters, two things we have to practice. We have to practice contentment, santosha. Many places in the Gita, Sri Krishna says one has to practice contentment, santosha. Second thing is we have to do charity, not only acquiring, but giving also. Whatever you acquire must be acquired through honest dharmic means. So those are the things we have to do. So this is their demoniac quality. So much I have acquired, more also I'm going to acquire today. Tomorrow this property will become mine. However I acquire, it does not matter. We go to sloka number 14. Aso maya hata shatruh anishye cha paranapi Ishvarohamaham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. This is how they think. Demonic people think in this way. Asomaya hataha. This guy whom I don't like, I've taken care of him. I've conquered him. Or by me, this man has been killed because I didn't like him by any means. Asamayata, this man has, I have slain this person. Aparanepi shatrun hanishye. Other enemies also I am going to kill. This is how evil people think. They do violence, commit violence. That indescribable kind of violence they do because they don't like somebody. So much violence you see in the news. We don't know how a person can do those things. Killing innocent people, cheating them, and killing women and children and acquiring their property should not be done. Aparanepi shatrun, other enemies also, hanishye, I am going to kill. Aham Ishvaraha, I am the Lord. He thinks he is the Lord. There is a God above us all that he does not take into account, does not know, doesn't want to know. I am the chief, I am the head, I am the boss. Aham Ishvaraha, I am the head. Aha Ishvaraham Bhogi, I am the enjoyer. Bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. All kinds of enjoyment. Moral, immoral. Siddhoham, I am perfect. I am very successful. Siddha means a very successful person who reached the goal. The goal of human life is God realization. A person can be a Siddha when he reaches God. But for them, goal is to acquire more wealth, power. So if they have acquired wealth and power, then they think they are successful. Siddhoham Balawan, I'm a very strong person. Who can beat me? Muhammad Ali used to say, the famous world champion boxer, I'm the greatest. He was for some time, the greatest boxer. But after some time, what happens? That greatness will fade away. Eventually, when he retired, became old, he had all kinds of health problems. Dementia, Parkinson disease, all those things. See, this kind of power, success and fame, they are very short-lived. So they are not to be pursued. Siddhoham, I am successful. Balavanaham, I am a powerful person. Sukhi, I am a happy person. I am enjoying all these things. This is how evil people think, demoniac people think. You go to sloka number 15. These are all things we have to stay away from. You should think in the opposite way. With humility, contentment, love for others, serving others, this we should pursue this Daivi Sampad, good qualities. Sloka number 15. Adhyo vijanavaanasmi konyosti sadrisho maya yakshye dasyami modishye ityajnana vimohita. This is how they think. People with demoniac qualities. Adhya asmi. Adhya means I am a wealthy person. A lot of money. They are proud of their wealth. They claim to be more wealthy than they actually are. If they have $10 billion, they say they have $25 billion. Because they think if you have wealth, you're a respectable person. I'm a wealthy person. Adhyo asmi. Abhijanavan asmi. Abhijanavan means I'm born in a very high class family, high family birth. I'm born in a royal family, high family, respectable family. My grandparents and parents are all very great. I'm their son. Like this, they think. They claim fame, high birth, high class birth. Adhyo Vijanavaanasmi Konyosti Sadrisho Maya. The pride of birth is a very bad thing. We should be humble, not proud. People born in very low families, they have become very great people. And people born in very great high family, they have slid down in their life. It does not depend upon in which family you are born that much. What we do with our life, that's what defines our life. Konyosti sadrsho maya. Who is there equal to me? Sadrsha means equal. I am unparalleled. I don't have more money, more wealth, more strength than anybody else. Nobody can come anywhere close to me. Sadrsha means equal, similar. Anyaha kaha sadrsha asti. Who is there equal to me? I am the greatest. They claim like this. Yakshye, that means I perform yajna, yaga. Yakshye means I perform yajna. They claim like that. Yakshye yagena api anyan abhivavishyami. I surpass others by performing great yajna. The kind of yajna they do is only for namesake and not with a pure motive and to gain fame and enjoyment, wealth, etc. And that is not real yajna at all. Yajna means sacrifice, giving, not acquiring. This I'm actually doing all these sacrifices. I sacrifice. They claim like that one. In the later chapter, we will come to that later. There are three kinds of yajna. Sattvic yajna, Rajasic yajna, Tamasic yajna. So they perform Tamasic yajna. Tamasam, where does it come? Tamasic yajna. Balabatam, balam, balabatamasmi. 17th chapter. Vidhihinam srishtannam mantrahinam dakshinam Shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. Vidhihinam asrishtannam. Must come earlier. Shloka number 13. No, not somewhere there. 13. Yes. Shloka number 13 in chapter 17 describes tamasic yajna. Before that, sattvic, rajasic yajna are described. They're okay. Performing tamasic yajna with intention to gain something, that's described in chapter 17, shloka 13. There, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, Vidhi enama srishtannam mantrahinama dakshinam Shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. Tamasic yajna means vidhihinam, not following the proper procedure. Vidhi means proper procedure as described in the scriptures. Exactly that you have to do. The yajna, puja, whatever action we do, according to method prescribed in the scriptures. They don't follow that one. Vidhihinam. Asrishtannam. Anna means food. Without offering food, without distributing food, no yajna puja should be done. Always some bhog has to be offered. Bhog becomes prasad. Prasad has to be distributed. That is important part of yajna. Vidhihinam asrishtannam mantrahinam dakshinam. Mantrahinam means not properly chanting the mantras. There are certain mantras which have been chanted at a certain time during the yajna. Properly, they have to be chanted. That is not done. Mantrahinam adakshinam. Dakshina means giving gifts, money to those who are attending. They don't do that one. Shraddha virahitam yajnam. Shraddha means full faith, earnestness, and devotion. They do it only for gaining attention, not with devotion, not with love, so that people can see, oh, he's doing such a great yajna, like that. Shraddha virahitam yajna tamasam parichakshate. That kind of tamasic yajna they do. We come back to shloka 15 in chapter 16. Yakshye dasyami. I give charity. They give charity to gain name and fame, to become famous. When you give charity, dana, how it has to be given, you have seen before. Dana has come before. Dasyami, I shall give. I do charity. Dana has to be done with shraddha, with earnestness. Shraddhaya deyam. Taittiriya Upanishad says how to perform, how to give charity. Ashraddhaya adeyam. Without earnestness and love, we should not give. Hriya deyam, with modesty, not with pride. We should not stand at a high level, say, I have a lot of money, you don't have any money, I'm giving you. Not like that. In his Karma Yoga lecture, Swami Vivekananda says, when they give charity, don't stand on a pedestal, but a higher level, and say, hey, poor man, here, 5 cents I'm giving you. Wrong way to give charity. When you do charity, you have to do it without seeking publicity. What the right hand gives, the left hand should not know. And with humility, we have to give, not with pride. Oh, so much money, I'm giving you something. Not like that. With humility. Hriya deyam, miya deyam, sammida deyam. Understanding need of the recipient at the proper time and place, deshe kale patrecha. The time must be suitable. When a person is hungry, you should give food. When a person needs cloth, you should give cloth. Then it is timely. That person can use. The kala. Desham. The time, the place where we give should be appropriate. In privacy, we have to give, not in public. So everybody is seeing I'm giving. Sometimes people give donation, big charity to some organization, university, and there's all TV people are assembled there, news media people, and the big check is being given, and the recipient is receiving, and that photo they will take and comes in a newspaper. Seeking publicity, not like that, secretly. So these are ways to give dana. Dasyami, I'm giving charity, publicizing, showing off oneself. If they give $100, they say I've given $200, just to exaggerate their own dana. Those are all evil qualities. Yakshye dasyami modishye. Modishye means I am very happy. Moda means enjoyment. I'm enjoying life. I have a private that boat, and I own a small island. I can go there. All this, they show off, they enjoy, and they want other people to know that they enjoy. They want other people's appreciation. So that is all evil qualities. Yakshye dasyami modishye iti ajnana vimohita. This is how people deluded by ignorance, they think. Ajnana means ignorant. They don't know what is the right thing. They have no knowledge. Knowledge of God, knowledge of scriptures, knowledge of what is right. They don't know that one. Because of ignorance, ajnana vimohitaha, delusion, they do all these things, demoniac qualities. 16th verse. Aneka chitta vibhranta mohajala samavrita prasaktas kāmabhogeshu patanti narake ashuchau. 16. Aneka chitta vibhranta, distracted by many thoughts, fanciful thoughts, visualizing so many things, thinking of so many things, not thinking about God or anything like that, but all worldly enjoyment. How much more enjoyment I can get if I do that one, if I go there, if I buy that one. This kind of thoughts. How to become more famous, like that. Aneka chanta vibhranta. Vibhranta means they are distracted by all kinds of thoughts, worldly thoughts. Moha jala samavrita. Jala means a web or a net. Moha means delusion. Moha jala samavrita. They're caught in a net of delusion. Net means a snare This whole world is actually a net. We are caught in it. Generally, all of us who have not realized God, we are all caught in the net of this Maya of this world. That means not having the right knowledge, pursuing happiness in improper ways where it cannot be found, and having qualities such as pride, jealousy, anger, lust, etc. They are all caught in the web of Maya. Mohajala samavartaha. Caught in the net of delusion. Moha. Moha means wrong thinking. One example of moha is hoping to find happiness where it cannot be found. Attachment. So generally, I'm giving generalization. There are a lot of exceptions. Generally, an ordinary person does many things to find happiness. Seeking high power position, hoping that that high power position gives power and fame and happiness. And for example, seeking happiness in marriage. If I marry this beautiful person, now I'll be happier, wealthy person. And if you have children, I'll be happier. If I have grandchildren, they will bring me more happiness. If I acquire more property, that will bring me more happiness. Like this, seeking happiness, these things cannot give us true lasting happiness. They do give some pleasure every now and then, but that kind of pleasure that comes from all these activities and possessions and objects is not true happiness. It is very temporary, highly conditional, goes away, eventually makes you unhappy. For the time being, it seems they are giving happiness. So we have studied this topic. What gives true happiness? Before we have studied that one. None of these worldly things can give us lasting happiness. For example, food or property, house, property, money in the bank. We need all of this. We need a place to stay. We need clothes to wear. We need food, money. We need everything. What to fulfill the needs. Afterwards, if we keep on accumulating, they don't necessarily make us more happy. More headache will come. So that delusion they have. More means better, have more happiness. It's not true at all. You studied this earlier in the fifth chapter, chapter 5, sloka 22, which has come many times. There, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says the untenable, undependable, temporary nature of worldly happiness. 522. Chapter 5, sloka 22, Bhagavan Shri Krishna describes all these sources of happiness that people ordinarily seek: property, money, possessions, relationships, and all these things. They don't give lasting happiness. We think they give. No, they don't. True happiness must come only from one source, the divine presence within us. That's the source of fountain of infinite joy, eternal joy. Never ceases, never becomes less, never diminishes, never goes away. It's always there. Even now it is there. We don't know. You're seeking it outside for small things. The huge diamond is there, but you're looking for a small colored piece of glass outside. We don't know that enormous Sachid Ananda is there within us. We are that. That's ajnana, seeking in the wrong place. 522. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo naya evate. They cause only dukkha in the end. Samsparshaja bhoga. Happiness coming from sense objects, contact with sense organs. Adyantavantaha. Kaunteya or Arjuna, they have a beginning and an end. Sometime they will end. All the objects will be there. I have to go. They will disappear one by one, or all of them together, and I'll be left without them. Either case, I'll be unhappy. Not the way to find happiness. True happiness you have to seek inside, in God within us. So that is topic we have come many times. Mohajalasamavrataha. 16 sloka we are doing. Prasaktah kāmabhogeshu. Prasaktah means pursuing. Kāmabhogeshu tatraiva nishannaha santaha. They pursue objects of pleasure. Kāmabhoga. Kāmabhogeshu prasaktah. Chasing objects of enjoyment to fulfill their lust. Kāmabhoga prasaktah. Ashuchau narake patanti. What happens to them eventually? Ashuchau narake, in the impure hell. Ashuchai means impure. Ashuchai means pure. Ashuchau narake, in impure, there is no pure hell. All hell is impure. Patanti, they go there. That hell, naraka, in the Puranas, they described naraka graphically. Difficult to read. 7 different kinds of narakas are there. They have different names and different degrees of suffering are there. Very graphic description, difficult to read, and very frightening description of naraka. But they are not geographically especially separate places. They are right here in our own earth. If you see how people suffer, what more naraka do we need in a place? This worst suffering happens in this. Worst kind of suffering people undergo. So we don't have to go to any other naraka to find suffering. Right here it can happen. So what happens? Ashuchau narake patanti. These people who have all these demoniac qualities, they fall into hell. That means the suffering will come. All evil actions has to produce evil result. When the evil result comes, lot of pain will come, then we suffer. Oh, why am I suffering? What did I do? Like this. No suffering comes except as I have done something to merit it. So right now we have to give up all the demoniac qualities, if you have, and pursue only divine qualities. Daivasura Sampad described in the first 3 slokas of this chapter. Now let us do 17. Atma sambhavita stabdha dhanamanamadhanvita yajante nama yajnaiste dambhena vidipurvakam. 17th verse. Atma sambhavita stabdha dhanamanamadhanvita yajante nama yajnaiste dambhena avidipurvakam. What do they do? People of evil qualities. Atma sambhavitaha. They prize themselves. They claim respect for themselves. Actually, we should not claim respect from others. I should not say, I'm such a great person, respect me. That's the wrong thing to do. We should remain humble, and other people say any greatness in us, they will prize us, they will respect us. That also should not affect us. I should not become proud when people praise me. I should not praise myself. Atma sambhavita means those who praise themselves, show their qualities, virtues, exaggerated, and exaggeration of their virtues. That should not be done. Atma sambhavita stabdaham. Stabda means stubborn, not humble. Stabda here means, in the commentary, stabdaha apranatatmanaha. That means not humble people. Pride. Stubborn people. Dhanamanamadhanvitaha. Mada means pride. Pride because of dhana and mana. They claim wealth because of their wealth and their position, power. They claim respect. Conceited and arrogant. And then what do? Nama yajnaihi te yajante. Offer nominal worship. Nama yajna. They do yajna, tamasic yajna, as I saw before, just to show off, not real sacrifice. Real sacrifice need not be very complicated ritual. The very small act that we do can be a yajna, as you've seen in earlier chapter 3 and other places. Every small act that we do can be done as yajna offering. without selfishness, without seeking any benefit for oneself, without seeking publicity or return favor, offering yajna. Yajna is happening at all levels in the nature. We have seen before, cosmic yajna. Sun is performing yajna every moment, round the clock, by providing heat energy so life can sustain here. Animals are performing yajna. Trees are performing yajna. The tree standing there, they are performing yajna means they are giving, not claiming publicity or praise. It's giving oxygen every moment, round the clock, so we can live. But it does not claim any honor or fame. Look at me, I'm giving you oxygen. I'm such a great tree like that. It won't say. Calmly, quietly. Yajna. True yajna means offering. Nama yajna means just for the name, to get name and fame, to show off. Yajante nama yajnaiste dambhena avidipurvakam. Dhamma means showing off. Avidipurvakam means not following the proper procedure. Vidhi means proper procedure described in the scriptures. The last sloka of this chapter, 24th sloka, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is going to say any action that we do should be in conformity with the instructions of the scriptures, as described in the scriptures. Shastra Pramana. You'll study that when you go to the last sloka of this chapter 16, number 24. Avidipurvaka means not following proper procedure. In whatever way they want, they will do things. Like that. These are all demoniac qualities. Then we can do one more sloka. We have time. Sloka number 18. Ahankaram balam darpam kāmam krodham cha samsritaḥ māmatma paradeheshu pradvishantobhyasuyakaḥ. Continuation of demoniac qualities. Ahankaram means we have studied before. Aham means I. Ahankara means the feeling that I am I, this person, referring to the body and the mind. The main teaching of Vedanta is we are the Atman, we are the divine presence within us. That's our true nature. We are not the body and the mind. The body mind are there for a certain purpose, for some duration of time. They are not permanent. They are always changing, and they'll go away. And that is not our true nature. In the second chapter, sloka 222, is it remember? Bhagavan Sri Krishna compares the body mind to a garment, cloth. This I'm wearing this shawl, chadar, and this is something that I have. It's an object. It's not me. If I say I am the shawl, then that will be foolish. Nobody says that one. I have the shawl, different from me, object. I am the owner, like that one. In the same way, I am the Atman, the body mind are like garments I am wearing. What happens to this garment when it becomes old, worn out? I throw it away, put on another chadar. The Dehi, indwelling spirit, does the same thing with the body mind. When the body mind become old, unable to function, then they are put aside. A new body mind are acquired. That we studied in Sloka 22 in chapter 2. So in that way, this is Ahankara means thinking I am the body and the mind, forgetting that I am the Atman. Will be Ahankaram. Balam. Then Balam means strength. Strength means not physical brute strength. That is Bahubala. Bahubala means, Bahu means arm. Physical strength. Some people are very strong. They can lift very heavy weights and do other things of feat, great feats of strength. But that kind of physical strength is temporary. It goes away. Only for some time it will be there. When a person becomes old, all the strength will go away. So that's not true strength. Balam means inner strength, spiritual strength. I am the Atman, infinitely powerful. That is true strength. In the 7th chapter of Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna describes what is true strength. Balam, we are talking about Balam, Ahankaram Balam. What is true strength? There in chapter 7, sloka number 11, easy to remember, 7:11. There the Lord says, Balam balavatāmasmi kāmaraga vivarjitam. Kāmaraga vivarjitam balam. Strength that is free from kama and raga, free from desire and attachment. Some people have strength, but they don't have the unselfishness. They can use it for cruel purposes, to give trouble to others. Their strength, they don't use it for a proper purpose. They are proud of their strength, but that is tamasic strength. Real strength means kāmarāga vivarjitam, free from desire, anger, attachment, etc. That is true strength, sattvic strength. So, ahankaram balam darpam. Darpa means pride, showing off of one's own power, position. I'm the head, I'm the president, like this. Darpam kāmam krodham cha samsrita. Kāmam krodham cha samsrita. Kama means, lust of all kinds, desire of all kinds. Krodha means anger, that we know. Samsrita. They have kama and krodha and pride, darpa, showing off, and balam, strength, or they are proud of their strength, brute strength, ahamkaram, egoism. And then what else? Description of evil qualities, demoniac qualities. Māmātma paradeheshu pradvishantobhyasuyakāh. They are malicious. Pradvishanta, dvesha means hatred. Abhyasuyakāh, they don't have tolerance for others' virtues. Here it says, Abhyasuyakāh in the commentary, Sanmargasthanam guneshu asahamānāh. If other people have good qualities, then the evil people are not tolerant. They are jealous of them. They want to excel them. They want to vanquish them. Abhyasuyakāh atma paradeheshu mam. I am present in one's own self and in others. Atma means God present it in oneself. He is present here in me and present in all others too. That they don't recognize. Evil people don't recognize the presence of God either in themselves or in others. These are all demoniac qualities, Asuri Sampad. And some description will continue. Then what happens to them is described in the next sloka number 19. We'll study that next time. I shall close this with our class with a prayer, closing prayer. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om, may all be happy. May all be free from ill health and other kinds of problems and suffering. May all realize and practice what is noble, dharmic, and auspicious. May no one be subject to any kind of suffering. This is our prayer. Om peace. May there be peace and joy in our hearts. Adhyatmaka shanti. May there be peace and harmony amongst all beings. Adi bhautika shanti. And may there be peace everywhere in nature. Adi daivika shanti. Peace in nature. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sri Rama Krishnarpanamastu. All of you stay well, and God willing, we shall meet again next week. We had a very nice weekend here. Yogatmanji Maharaj came from Providence, gave a long 3 sessions, Saturday and Sunday talk. This topic on Sunday especially was very interesting. The topic was magic. Magic means the whole universe, world that we are seeing is magic, appearance, not real. In the magic show, for example, he was talking about Peach Circus magic. I went to one of them. So on the stage, he brought an elephant, Peach Circus, and he made the elephant disappear. How did he make it? Elephant is standing, we're all watching their audience, and they lighted like a matchstick, something that produces a lot of flash of light. When the flash of light comes for a moment, we don't see, you're blinded for a moment. Then the flash of light is, then the elephant was not there. So that was the magic. So elephant cannot go anywhere. It's there behind the screen. In the backyard, it is standing there. That kind of magic show, which is not real. Interesting to watch. So the whole world is like that. Nice topic Swamiji talked about. So all of you stay well. Namaskar. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Durga, 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 Durga.
Swamiji, when we do these demonic actions, we have to exert a lot of self-control not to